We're here with Tommy Mello, the founder of A1 Garage Door, 43 locations, 800 employees, and over 50,000 positive 5-star reviews. On this episode of the Shop Tour series, we're gonna ask Tommy 12 questions, and by the end of this video, you're gonna be totally inspired. Let's go. All right, let's get right to it. Question number 1. Tommy, in your words, what do you do? Who does your business serve? How long have you been in business?
Yeah, almost 2 decades now. Started in 2007. Anybody that's residential with a garage door is typically our client, but we're a higher-end garage door company. Started small. Now the company has grown dramatically. It's, we're on our way to 300 million. So, but revenues for vanity, profits for sanity. So we focus on the bottom line more now.
Oh, sweet. I love this. This is your office, right?
This is my office. This is where the magic happens.
Question number 2, Tommy, you kind of actually mentioned it. Here it is. What's the most amount of revenue your business has ever produced in a single year? And kind of break down that vision for that.
Yeah, so listen, in this very office years and years and years ago, I put down $1 billion, wrote a line all the way to the beginning. How to get to $1 billion? Well, at the time, the average technician could get $500,000 a year. I needed 2,000 technicians. I knew I needed a state-of-the-art training center. I knew I needed full-time recruiters, an easy way to get trucks. I needed to inspire and lead in a bigger way. So all the managers came in here when we walked out of here, they figured out KPI-driven how to get to that goal. You know, the fact is that we grow through greenfield, we grow organically, and we do acquisitions. And depending on how many deals we find, how great of an integration we do, this year we'll be shy of 300 million, but next year there's no reason we can't be at 5. But like I said, focus on the bottom line. I'm pretty proud to say we could grow at this pace and still be at 25% of the bottom line.
Love it, bro. All right, let's get to question number 3. How did you even come up with the idea for this business, all the way back to the beginning?
Yeah, so it's interesting. I had a roommate, and he was working as a manager of a garage door company, and he said, "Hey, Tommy, can you paint garage doors?" I said, "How much does it pay?" He said, $100 a door. You got to buy the paint, you got to buy the tape, you got to figure out how to get to the job. He said you could paint 2 or 3 doors a day. I could paint 10 in a day, so I was making $850 Saturday, $850 on Sunday. And I met with all these technicians giving me the samples, and they were making 90 grand back in 2006. So I figured I got to get into this business. Lo and behold, the market crashed, but it's cool. It's 40% of your curb appeal. It's the smile of your home. It's 194% return on investment. It saves your energy bill. It's a great industry. No intention of getting into it. It wasn't like this great aha moment, but I got lucky, and I keep tending to get lucky.
And you went into the garage door business.
Got into the garage door business, made it through a lot of the tough struggles, and never looked back. And now we are the largest garage door company in North America, non-franchised. Hard part for me sometimes is making enough time to get as much work out as I like to in a day, which has been a lot lately. So I get at least 200 push-ups a day. I get at least 5 miles of walking. I get 5 good workouts, but I've got this little contraption. It's kind of nice because I could do my back, I could do my biceps, I could do chest. A lot of cool things I could do in here. Plus we've got the gym that we're overhauling. But mental fitness comes from physical fitness. And trying to stay in shape, I'm a walking billboard. I realize that now. There's no excuses. There's 168 hours in a week. You spend 50 sleeping, 50 working, 10 on your body and on your mental fitness. You still got 60 hours left. No excuses.
All right, question number 4. Tommy, this is one of my favorite questions. What is the number 1 organization strategy you found when it comes to this business?
Organizational strategy, I would say the major things I focus on, the org chart's got to be dialed in, pay for performance. We really do a great job of delegating, and we've got 8 steps to delegation. I'd say having a plan, using KPIs to follow that plan, just like a diet goes off of workouts, what your macros are. Everything in the business goes off of 4 major KPIs. What's your booking rate, what's your conversion rate, what's your average ticket, what's your cost per lead. We build our budget, we buy companies, we grow the business. I can grow any company in the world with those 4 KPIs. We have a morning mojo every day. We have an hour-long meeting with the entire staff every Thursday. Just great communication, with great goal setting, with a great budget, you add all that stuff up, you're winning.
Bro, it's perfect. So like everything's on a pulse.
Yeah, and there's leaderboards, there's all kinds of things. Everyone here knows if we hit budget, they know how much money we made. We don't hide anything. It's open book management. Everyone knows each other's KPIs. Everybody's got a scorecard.
Love it. Let's get to question number 5. Come on. I see we're in this awesome training facility, but what about you? How you get inspired, and what are the top 3 books that have impacted your life and your business?
Yeah, so easy. There's not 3, there's several more. I'm going to fly through them. The Ultimate Sales Machine by Chet Holmes, The E-Myth Revisited, How to Win Friends and Influence People, Think and Grow Rich, Buy Back Your Time, Influence and Persuasion, quick, easy books to read, Change Your Life, and Go for No. How do I get inspired? I'm able to transfer into different circles of people very quickly. So I get to the top of the mountain of the 5 people I'm around, and the mountain's right here. Maybe it's a bunny hill. I enjoy the hike, get to the top of the mountain. Then I go to the next mountain, different. I'm always the lowest guy in my circle because I change my circles quickly. And that's family, faith, fitness, and finance. It's all 4 of those. It's not just one. It's not just making money. It's happiness. It's touring the world. So always be looking up to people in your circle, aspiring to be like them, aspiring to be number 1, like my bracelet says here, and you'll go further in life, and you'll speed through and buy back a decade in a matter of months.
That was great.
Let's go.
Question number 6, Tommy. What's something you know now that you wish you knew in the beginning?
A lot of things come to mind. Number 1 is when I picked my name, I picked A1 Garage Door Service, not knowing there was 93 other A1s. Fell first in the phone book. Would have been a much more distinctive name. Number 2, I would have gone to Dan Antonelli from Kick Charge to build a real brand instead of what I thought was a great brand. Number 3, I would have slowed down my growth and focused on the areas I'm in to take a lot of market share rather than having a lemonade stand in every other market. Take market and penetrate that market. And I think I would have just spent a lot more time listening to my team rather than it being my ideas, and make it their ideas as well. Get their buy-in. I figured we could row a lot faster together. And the last thing, Keith, an equity incentive program. Everyone, when we did our first turn, we had 25 millionaires come out of it. A lot of people got 10 to 100 grand on top of that. I like to be at the top of the mountain doing a champagne toast with my team, not being alone. So right now there will be 100 millionaires in 2026 that come out of this business, and then there will be 1,000. So sharing, changing people's lives, letting them win as well, is like truly what makes business so much fun.
Bro, that was precise.
Let's go.
Bro, I've been seeing you on Facebook working out like crazy in the gym. Take us there for the next question.
Let's go check it out.
Question number 7. Bro, what's a piece of advice that you would give to somebody who's just starting out in their service business?
Yeah, so they did this study with 50 billionaires. All 50 of them had one thing in common. They read a self-help book once a week. Readers are leaders. The next thing I would say is success leaves clues. If you want to figure out how to go to the top of the mountain very quickly, how to skip years and go fast, fly out to a company you want to be like. Tell them you're their biggest fan. Take notes. Don't tell them what you're going to do. Tell them you're inspired by them. And these people will help you. They'll literally teach you everything they know. You're at their place. You buy them lunch. You're a big fan of theirs. They're probably your elders. They're there to pay it forward. They're there to teach. They're going to give you all the clues. They're going to give you the cheat codes. They're going to give you access. And when you learn from them, it's so much easier to build it. They'll say, focus on this, this, and this. Talk to this person. Use this company for this. Buy your parts from here. And guess what? They're glad to share, because just because they're winning doesn't mean you need to lose. And just because you're winning doesn't mean they need to lose. We could all win in home service. And it's crazy how that works. It's like a way of buying a decade for one trip.
That was great. That was great. Let's get to the next question.
All right, so this is one of my favorite quotes of the building. It's something I really believe in, especially with all my coworkers here. Work while they sleep, learn while they party, save while they spend, and live like they dream.
Question number 8, Tommy. So what's your next short-term goal? And then what's like the big, hairy, audacious vision?
Yeah, so my major goal, financial-wise, 100 million of EBITDA in the next 18 months plus. 100 million of EBITDA, which is profit.
Okay.
And then the other thing is, my goal is so big that everybody else on my team's goals fits inside. So I want to see if everybody has this big, hairy, ambitious goal for their family, their friends, and their own lives, and they get to work on themselves. How could I get these guys in the best shape of their lives, the guys and gals? How could I have them go on a dream vacation, buy 10 houses, live their biggest dreams? So my dream has to incorporate all their dreams. So I'm the dream maker. I want them all winning. And I don't want to do the work. I just want to say I was part of it, and I brought out the best of them.
Bro.
Yes, sir.
Dude, let's get to the next question. All right, question number 9. Tommy, you're incredibly passionate, but this is one of my favorite questions. So, money aside, all that stuff, like, what is the most fulfilling part of getting to do what you do, bro?
Yeah, well, for me, it's people need to work on themselves more than they need to work at A1. Like, until you're happy with you, what do they say when you get on a plane? When the oxygen mask drops down, put it on yourself before you help your kids or your mom or your family. When you're believing in yourself and you're spending 15 hours, whether that's fitness, whether that's reading, whether that's spending time with family, when you're growing you, it's the law of the lid. The lid allows you to only go so far. When you raise the lid and you're working on you, I need to build up me and work on me so I could love you. And I truly believe that. So watching people grow their lid, watching people grow who they want to become, watching people working on themselves, becoming the best version. Today I'm the best I've ever been, but the worst I'll ever be, because tomorrow I'm going to be a little bit better. And my goal is just to better my best every day. My man.
That was epic, bro. All right, let's get to the next question. Question number 10. Tommy, when is the time that you really messed up? How did you handle it?
Yeah, so I got a little greedy and started expanding way too fast. And I was in Dallas, Houston, Atlanta, and Tampa, and I had a buddy I really trust come in and look at my books. We had them spread out, and he had them highlighted and circled, and he looks at me and he goes, Tommy, you need to close these 4 markets today. You are bleeding more than I've ever seen anybody bleed before. And I said, Keegan, I can fix it. He says, dude, offer a relocation package for your people and close these markets. I closed those 4 markets in spite of myself. Started making a lot of profit, because it's important that businesses make a profit. But man, that was like the most humble pie I ever had to eat. And there's been story after story after story I could tell you like that. But it's not easy. But like I said, I'm the type of guy that jumps out of a plane and builds the parachute on the way down. So I make mistakes quickly. While you're still thinking about what you're going to do, let's put it this way. If you had a gun and I had a gun, and you're ready, aim, fire, I've already made 10 shots and sighted in the bullseye. So I make mistakes quickly, fix them along the way, while you're still trying to figure out what you're going to do next.
Let's get to question number 11. All right, question number 11, Tommy, it's obvious you've built an empire of a service business, and you love and care about people. You're a regularly requested keynote speaker, and you also mentor and coach other people. You throw your own live events. But can you give me an example of a success story of somebody that you've inspired or helped or coached to where they've really had a ton of success?
Well, the coolest story was just last week. A guy said he read my book, he listens to the podcast, and he said, Tommy, I got into this whole elevate mindset of helping people, and one of my guys unfortunately got cancer. And he goes, I really thought, what could I do for their family? So I continued to pay him for 9 more months. When he didn't work, he went through chemo and he beat cancer, and I would have never done that. And so in a lot of ways, your inspiration saved his life. And I get people saying they listen to the podcast, they started making money, they're a better father, better mother, saved their marriage. They're making more money, but money's just fun tickets. It allows you to do what you want, when you want, with who you want. So really for me, it's about family. It's about really spending quality time with people. So my goal is just to tell people not about my success, but about my failures, and let them learn through my failures. And if they can do that, I kind of putting them in an old DeLorean, speeding through time so they don't make the same mistakes I made.
Love it. Let's get to the final question. Let's go. All right, now time for the final question, number 12, bro. This is the biggest question of all.
The finale.
Where can everybody find you and learn more about you? What's your handles on social media, bro?
So TommyMello.com, TommyMello.com. If you guys want to come for a shop tour, I don't charge for this. It's a way of me paying it forward. TommyMello.com/shop. If you go to the Home Service Millionaire, you can find a lot about me. That's one of my books. Elevate, build a business where everybody wins. The Home Service Freedom event, we had 1,000 people at. Next year, we'll have 2,500. And I would just say, if you want to find anything I put out content-wise, it's under TommyMello.com. And here's the coolest thing, Keith. My podcast, The Home Service Expert, is number 8 in North America for business. Not just home service, business. We had 220,000 downloads last month. I'm pouring my heart and soul into it. I do it for free. I learn from it. I have fun doing it. And realistically, if I could help you become the best version of yourself, I'm interested all day long.
Are you feeling overwhelmed, stressed out, bogged down? I know how you feel. I've been running my landscaping business 13 years, and one of the number one things that helped me was Jobber software. It freed up so much time because everything became digital on my phone. Billing, invoicing, payment collection, you could do it all with Jobber. If you want to try a totally free trial of Jobber software for 2 weeks and get a huge discount with my exclusive link, go to getjobber.com/Kelfus. Just go there and click the link below. Try it. You'll love it.